Did you have COVID and now you're having symptoms that have come back on you either temporarily or they seem to just be lingering on indefinitely? If so, you might want to pay attention to this video. If you watched my last video, my name is Allison and I experienced a bout of COVID about a month ago, a little less than a month ago. And I just experienced what I would consider a relapse of symptoms. And so I decided to come on here today and talk about my experience of that. And, maybe that will help some of you put things in perspective. Or you might, decide that you have a more serious issue and you want to go to see your doctor, which I highly encourage. Disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor, so I am not purporting to give medical advice about this. If you have questions about seriousness of symptoms, please seek out your doctor. So I had COVID, I got sick around August 6th, and I took a COVID test and it was positive. I know I had COVID. I had symptoms for about a week. They were not horrible symptoms. I had mostly fatigue, lethargy, headache. Didn't have any upper respiratory symptoms. Also didn't really have any gastrointestinal symptoms except a feeling of queasiness once in a while when I would exert myself. The symptoms lasted for about a week, although they were only really bad maybe for about 3 days. I thought about a week later I was recovered. I didn't really think about having a recurrence or ongoing symptoms, but apparently that is what happened to me. So I did, in the following 2 weeks after I got over the initial bout of this, I did have some kind of what I call jelly legs. I had like a feeling in my legs like they just were tense or they just didn't have a lot of energy or something like that. I'm a person that likes to go for a walk on a daily basis, and I really felt like some days I didn't really want to walk, and I kind of had to push myself through that. I was able to walk, but it just was a sensation I was having off and on. And then this past Friday, I had something that really kind of concerned me at the time until I thought about it and realized it probably was still related to COVID. So I'd actually felt fine on Friday, and then that evening I got home about a little before 8 o'clock. About 2 hours later I developed chills, and I don't normally get chills. I had chills when I had the original or the COVID vaccines. I've had a series of three different vaccines. And so I did get chills and fever the day after those, but I don't usually get chills unless I really have a sickness of some kind, like the flu or something like that. So I got chills, and they just interrupted my sleep. I just wasn't able to sleep Friday night for a few hours. I finally took some Tylenol. It kind of caused the chills to stop, thank goodness, and I started sweating out what low-grade fever apparently I have. I did take my temperature. It was only about 98.8, which doesn't sound like a temperature, but my normal body temperature is about 98, so I knew it was a low-grade fever for me. So I woke up Saturday morning, did not feel good, had a headache, lethargy, didn't want to do anything, stayed in my jammies all day, just kind of gave into it. I took 2 naps during the day on Saturday. I did sleep pretty well Saturday night. Woke up Sunday morning, really had a bad headache, and felt like almost like a sour stomach even, which I really had been eating without a problem, but my stomach seemed to get, it was extra sensitive or something. So anyway, I took another nap Sunday morning. When I woke up from that, I actually felt much better, and I've continued to feel pretty good since then. I've not had any more chills or sweats or anything like that since then. Still had a little bit of the jelly legs, I call them, but and feel a little bit fatigued once in a while. It is now Tuesday, and like I said, I had symptoms starting on Friday evening. So I assumed, at the time I was kind of panicked. I took a COVID test over the weekend and it was negative because I thought, well, maybe I'm having an actual, resurgence of the virus. But it was negative. But I really felt like what I was experiencing was related to having COVID. And since then, I've actually talked to some people who have had similar experiences. And so I really feel like it's not uncommon at all if you have this version of COVID, this BA.5, to basically have symptoms off and on for a month, maybe even 2 months. And it's not necessarily what we would call long COVID, where the symptoms can last for months on end. I think that somehow, we know so little about this virus. And again, if you have questions about it, please go to a medical website, contact your doctor, other medical professionals if you have questions about this. But, there's so much we don't know about it, and I think we're still learning. And, that's kind of the scary part, I think, for me and for a lot of people, is that there's just a lot we don't know. We don't know what it can really do. We don't know if it's going to have long-term effects or not. So I had to kind of put it all in perspective for myself. And, in the midst of it on the weekend, I had to not panic about it. I had to just accept that this was happening, that if it got worse, I would certainly go to see the doctor. If it didn't get worse and I got better, I would just, try to, deal with it and put one foot in front of the other and just keep going, because that's basically the way I live my life. So I hope those of you out there that have experienced something similar, maybe you've had COVID, it's hung on a little too long for your liking. I hope that you're getting better. I hope that you do get better. I hope we all make it through this, and I hope that there aren't, worse variants down the road that, we have to deal with. Let's knock on wood and hope for the best there, knocking on wood. Anyway, so until next time, be well, keep moving forward, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.